More allegations to Google from the antitrust authorities. What will it eventually lead to? The European Commission said yesterday that Google's ad tech violates EU antitrust law by preempting the tech company from restricting its ad business. The European Commission said a preliminary investigation found that Google has been abusing its position in the ad tech market since at least 2014. Google's Alphabet is said to favor its own online advertising technologies to the detriment of competing ad technology providers, advertisers, and online publishers. Dan Taylor, Google's vice president of global advertising, said the company disagreed with the Commission's view and will respond accordingly. Google collects user data, sells advertising space on its own website and apps, and acts as an intermediary between advertisers and publishers. So Google is present at almost every level of the so-called ad tech supply chain, said Margaret Vestager, EU Executive Vice President in charge of competition policy. The Commission said that Google prioritizes its own ad exchange, AdX, in its own publisher's ad selection auction, informing AdX in advance of the value of competitors' best bid. He also claims that Google's ad buying tools avoid competing ad exchanges, making AdX the most attractive exchange. The Commission said that only a mandatory divestment of some of Google's services would solve the competition problem. Our preliminary concern is that Google may have used its position in the market in favor of its own intermediary services. This may have harmed not only Google's competitors, but also the interests of publishers, and increased advertiser costs, Vestager said. If this is confirmed, Google's actions will become illegal under our competition rules, she added. Google will have the opportunity to respond to the Commission's formal complaint before any final decision is made. If a violation of EU competition law is found, the company may also face a fine of up to 10% of its annual worldwide income. And this is a decent amount. The ad tech investigation is not the first time the Commission has pursued antitrust claims against Google. The EU regulator previously imposed 3 antitrust fines on the search giant, totaling almost $9 billion. Google filed an appeal in all 3 cases. This latest European complaint comes just months after the U.S. Department of Justice filed a lawsuit accusing Google of abusing its digital advertising monopoly. The lawsuit, which was filed in January, asks a U.S. federal court to strike down what it called anti-competitive acquisitions and calls for the divestiture of Google's ad exchange and ad publishing server. That is, claims in the States against Google are exactly the same as in Europe. In my opinion, regulators will still be able to force Google to sell its advertising business, sooner or later, but most likely, this process will not drag on for a very long time, a year or 2. These are the terms for consideration of resonant cases in the courts of Europe and the United States. Dissatisfaction with the monopoly position of the company is growing among businesses and, of course, legislators cannot ignore this process. Where it leads, of course, to a drop in profits. Google's advertising business is quite lucrative, probably because of the very monopoly position it's been accused of. Without it, the company's performance will not be as impressive. Of course, Google can develop and develops other areas of business, but not the fact that they will be as successful. In addition to antitrust claims, Google is also facing economic problems. The upcoming recession, in my opinion, will not have the best effect on the company's business. When there are few advertisers, even the most super monopoly advertising business does not bring tangible income. So far, the technical picture on Google suggests a significant decline in the medium term.